Welcome to our little prenatal yoga class. We're just going to start by sitting with our legs crossed. We want to make sure we have a super tall spine. Place our hands on our belly just to connect with our baby, and then we'll soften our gaze or even close our eyes to just focus in on this moment. If you don't want to place your hands on your belly, you can also place them on the tops of your knees. Just start to hone into your breath and draw awareness to it. Are you breathing shallow? Are you breathing deep? Maybe your breaths are short or long. Focus in on that at this time. We're going to shift that breath into a little bit more rhythmic. We're going to do some equal breathing. So we're going to inhale for a count of 4 and then exhale for a count of 4. So we'll inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Let's do that again. In, 2, 3, 4, and out. On our exhale, we'll drop our right ear to our right shoulder to get a neck stretch in, and then we'll shift our gaze up toward the sky. We'll hold it here for a breath. And then on our inhale, we'll rise through center, and exhale, our left ear will come to our left shoulder. Inhale, we'll look up at the sky, and exhale, we'll settle into that stretch. We'll come back through center on our inhale, and then exhale, we'll drop our chin to our chest. We want to align our breath work with our movement. We'll hold it here for another breath. And then on our next inhale, we'll rise through center, and exhale, we'll drop our head back and gaze up at the sky. On our inhale, we will rise back up through center, and then we'll start doing some circular motions with our neck toward the right, tying everything together that we just did. Big stretches, and we'll switch the direction, and we'll start rotating our neck toward the left. Really stretching out our neck here. We'll rise up, and then we'll place our hands on our shoulders, and we'll just do some circular motions backwards with our shoulders. Squeezing our shoulder blades together. And then we'll shift forward, pulling our shoulder blades apart with these circles. We'll rise up with our hands to the sky on an inhale, and we'll do a slight twist toward the right, placing our left hand on our knee. We'll inhale, and then on our exhale, we want to twist even further into that stretch and gaze backwards. Inhale, we will rise up, and exhale, we'll twist toward the left, doing that same stretch. Inhale, we rise up, and exhale, we twist even further, maybe shifting our gaze backwards behind us. On our next inhale, we will rise up, and then exhale, we'll bring our hands to heart center. We'll do a few more stretches sitting. We're going to do a side body stretch, bringing our left arm up over our head and really leaning in. Maybe you shift your gaze to look up at that arm or look up at the sky for an even deeper stretch. And then on our inhale, we'll rise through center, and then we will come over to do a side body stretch on the opposite side. Bringing our right arm over our head, and then maybe shifting that gaze up toward the arm or up at the sky even. Inhale, we'll come back through center. And then we want to bring our right arm across our body, stretching out that shoulder. Just breathing normally here. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So our left arm is going to come across our body, and we'll stretch that left shoulder out. Try to stay relaxed here and keeping that spine as stacked as possible. Inhale, we're going to reach our arms up toward the sky, and then we're going to grab our right elbow with our left hand and do another stretch here with our shoulders. What's your intention today? Is your intention to gain strength or just relax? Think about that. Inhale, we'll rise up again, and we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. Maybe your intention is more of your mentality. Maybe you want to be at peace with yourself and with this pregnancy. Maybe you just want an overwhelming sense of joy. Tune into that right now. Inhale, we'll rise up toward the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to place our hands back on our knees. And we're going to start to rotate our shoulders back. Just the shoulders, not the arms. We'll switch the direction and rotate forward. Again, just the shoulders. And then we'll place our hands on our shoulders, and we'll do some alternating motions here, similar to what we did earlier, but one arm is going back at a time, and then we'll do that forwards, one shoulder going forward at a time, pulling the shoulder blades apart. And then we'll just place our hands back on our knees. We're going to place our hands on our belly now, and we're going to breathe whatever that intention is into you and into baby. Placing our hands on our heart and breathing that intention into our hearts. Knowing that it is so important and so vital for us to be happy and healthy in this time. Bringing our hands up to our head and breathing that intention into our minds. We want peace. We want relaxation. We're going to shift over now into a tabletop position. So we're on all fours. Our knees are shoulder width apart. And we're going to do a few cat-cows. So we're going to start by drawing our head back and our stomach toward the mat. in a cow, and then we're going to shift into a cat where we drop our heads down and arch that back. When we're in a cow, we're pulling our shoulder blades together. When we're in a cat, we're pulling our shoulder blades apart. Let's try and do those with our breath. So inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling to cat and exhaling to cow. Now we're going to reach our right arm forward and our left leg back. And this is kind of a balancing challenge, but if you need to, you can drop the toe to the mat or even that right hand down to the mat. Whatever is going to get you the most balance. And then we're going to shift and do the exact same thing on the other side. So our left arm comes forward and our right leg comes back. Just breathing here. It is a challenge. It's a challenge, it really is, but just do the best that you can. Again, if that hand needs to come down, you can do that as well. We'll come back to tabletop and we'll start doing some circles with our bodies. So this is similar to cat-cow, but now we're just going in a rotating motion, really stretching everything out, and then switching that direction to start doing circles in the other way. Really focusing on your body. If it's something that you can't do, be nice to yourself. Be very sweet to yourself. Inhale, our right arm will come up toward the sky, and exhale, we will thread the needle all the way through to our right shoulders touching the mat. If you want an even deeper stretch, maybe your left arm comes around and is placed on your back. Just really focusing on breathing here, focusing on relaxing, focusing on that intention that you set. That is our goal. Inhale. Now our left arm is going to reach up to the sky on our inhale, and then exhale, we'll thread the needle to where that left shoulder is on the mat. Again, if you want a deeper stretch, your right arm can come around to your back. Rest and relaxation is key. We're going to come back to a tabletop. Inhale and exhale. We'll come into child's pose. Really just relaxing here. Maybe you notice some negative thoughts coming into your head. That I feel stressed or I'm not strong enough. Let's replace those with some positivity. I am capable. I am strong enough. I am a woman. This is my role to carry a baby. An even deeper stretch, we can interlace our fingers behind our backs, reaching up to the sky. I am capable. I am confident. Yes, you are, Mama. You are so capable of carrying your baby. You are so capable of labor and delivery. You are so capable of motherhood. Yes, you are, Mama. We're gonna walk our hands over to the right. Come into a stretch here. Replacing those negative thoughts with positive affirmation. All right, now we're going to come back up to a tabletop and shift down to a downward dog position here. With our head dropping between our arms, we're going to walk our hands back to our feet, and we're going to slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, with our head being the last to rise. Then we're going to walk to the front of the mat. We're going to reach our hands up to the sky. We're going to grab our left wrist and do a side body stretch over to the right. Maybe you gaze up at the sky. This is our moon salutation. Reaching up, and on the exhale, we grab the right wrist and we lean over toward the left. And then we gaze up at the sky. Breathing here. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to step it out now into a star. And then we're going to cactus our arms, bend our legs a little bit, come into a goddess pose. And then we're going to lift one foot at a time, starting with our right, and then shifting to the left. Maybe you see how long you can hold it. We're going to go down and we're going to scoop the earth and we're going to rise all the way up and dip back into goddess. Now we're going to transition into a triangle pose. So we want to shift our front foot toward the front of the mat. And then we're going to bend that front foot, coming into a warrior two pose. We'll reverse our warrior, coming back to warrior two, and then shifting over into a side angle body stretch. We want to do this with our breath as much as possible. Coming back to warrior two, reversing that warrior again. Back through warrior two, and then we want to shift our back leg 90 degrees and come into warrior one, facing the back of our mat. We're going to hop off that foot and we're going to come into warrior three. If your balance isn't the best, you can always place your hands on the mat in front of you if that is easier. We're going to come back into warrior one, shifting our back leg a little bit more to where it's facing the back of the mat, and we're going to come into a high lunge. Maybe you put your hands on your hips. Maybe you put your hands down on the ground. And then we're going to drop that back knee and we're going to come into a low lunge, really stretching here. This is a deep stretch, so if you need a block or a bolster, take advantage of that. We're going to come into a side lunge on the right side. And we're going to shift up through center, coming to a wide-legged forward fold. Walking our hands to one side, maybe walking them to the other. Maybe we grab our elbows and we swing a little here. Do whatever feels most comfortable for you in this position. We'll half lift on the inhale, And on the exhale, we'll reach our right arm all the way up to the sky, followed by our gaze, doing a slight twist here. Again, we'll inhale, half lift, exhale, same thing on the other side. Our left arm comes to the sky, followed by our gaze. Exhale, we'll inhale for a half lift, and exhale, we'll drop to the left leg, side lunge. We're going to do the exact same thing, but now on the opposite side. So we'll come into a low lunge with our left leg forward. We'll rise up into a high lunge, making sure our heel is off of the mat, and maybe putting our hands on our hips. Maybe rising up toward the sky, lowering that back foot at an angle, coming into warrior 1, and then shifting forward into warrior 3. Again, if your balance is not the best, because mine is most definitely not, you can place your hands on the mat in front of you, or even up on a block, if that's better. We're going to drop down with our foot shifted 90 degrees into warrior 2. And then we'll reverse our warrior, looking up at the sky, really stretching here, coming back through warrior 2 and through into a side angle. Gazing at the sky with our elbow to our knee. Warrior 2, we'll reverse our warrior again, reaching for the sky. And then we're going to come into a triangle on this side, shifting our feet and reaching for the sky. This is a great stretch for your hips too, but if it's too uncomfortable, do something else. We have modifications. Coming into that goddess pose that we did at the beginning with our arms in cactus, and then lifting one heel at a time, maybe your right heel first, and then your left, seeing how long you can hold it. Scooping up the soil, reaching forward and sinking back into that goddess. Really great hip opener here. Then we'll step to the front forward of the mat. We'll grab that right wrist and we'll lean toward the left. Doing a side body stretch here, shifting our gaze to the sky. Inhale through center, exhale, shifting to the next side. Side body stretch on our left side this time. And gazing at the sky. Let's go through that one more time, stepping out into a 5-point star, into goddess, and let's focus on our breath even more this time. So inhale, we'll lift the heel. Exhale, we will lower the heel. Inhale, we'll lift the other side. And exhale, we'll lower the heel. Swoop. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink back in. Coming into triangle on this side. Reaching for the sky. Breathing here. Stepping out into warrior 2. Inhale, we will reverse our warrior. Exhale, we'll come through into side angle. Inhale, we'll reverse our warrior again. And on our exhale, we'll shift forward into a warrior one. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, stepping through into warrior three. Maybe placing our hands on the ground, on the mat for more balance. Inhale. Exhale, we step down into a lunge. Dropping our knee into a low lunge, maybe placing our hands up on our knee, doing a slight back bend here. We'll come into the side lunge on our right side, and into a wide leg forward fold. Half lift on the inhale, exhale, reaching our right arm toward the sky. Inhale and exhale, reaching our left arm toward the sky. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, we come into a side lunge on the right side this time, and then we'll shift to a low lunge, bringing that knee up into a high lunge. Our left leg is forward here. Coming up into a warrior three, whether your hands are on the mat or out in front of you, either is okay. Stepping back into warrior one, and then shifting that back foot 90 degrees and sinking into warrior two. Reversing our warrior with our breath, and exhale, coming into a side angle. Looking at the sky, we'll inhale, exhale through warrior two, inhale, reverse warrior, and exhale back through warrior two and into a triangle. Inhale, we're going to come up into the 5-point star. Exhale, sink into goddess. We'll scoop the earth. We'll rise up and we'll come into a chair pose facing the front of our mat. We're going to twist toward the right side. We want to make sure that our knees are in line with each other. We don't want one knee coming in front of the other, and holding here for another breath. Inhale, we'll rise up. Exhale, we'll twist to the left. Same thing on this side. Again, really making sure your knees are level. We don't want one jetting out further than the other. Exhale, twisting even deeper. Inhale, we will rise up. And exhale, we will forward fold. If your belly's in the way, you can place your hand on some blocks or on a bolster to really get that stretch. Maybe we grab our elbows here for an even deeper stretch. Maybe do a little swinging motion. Maybe we nod our head yes. Maybe we nod our head no. Whatever works best, whatever is most comfortable. Inhale, we'll half lift, and exhale, we will forward fold again. And then we're going to step both of our legs back into a plank. You will probably want to drop your knees so that we have a modified plank here. We don't want it to be too challenging, and we don't want to incorporate too much of your core into this, but we still want a great workout. But again, if it's uncomfortable at any time, you can either stop what you're doing or ask for a modification, and I will gladly help you. We're going to tuck our toes in, push back into a downward dog. We'll lift our right leg first, and we'll bend it back and kind of open that hip as much as possible. We'll do some circles with our knees, one direction, and then you can switch the direction, do circles the other way, and then we'll come back through downward dog, do a little stretch there, and then switch sides. So we want to lift the left leg, open that hip by bending the knee, and then doing some circles. And maybe you switch the direction of those circles to get an even more stretch. So from the three-legged dog, we come back through downward dog. Maybe we pedal it out a bit and get a calf stretch here. Maybe we point our toes, flex our feet. We're going to stand at the center of the mat now. And it's going to be like we're in chair pose, but we're going to come a little bit deeper into a squat with our hands at our heart. And we're going to try to hold a squat for the average length of a contraction while you're in active labor. And that's about 60 seconds. So we're holding this. And we're going to start speaking the most powerful affirmations over ourselves. I am capable. I can do this. I am strong. I am powerful. I feel empowered. We're almost there, guys. This is the last stretch. Then we'll rise up, maybe shake those legs out a bit. Inhale, we'll reach toward the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center, and we're going to do some balancing now. So we're going to lift the left leg up off of the mat, all the way up into a tree pose. And you may put your foot on the inside of the thigh like I have done. Maybe it's on the inside of your calf, and that's okay too. We just don't want it pushing on the knee. We're going to balance here for a few breaths. And then we're going to let that leg go, and we're going to do the same thing on the right side. So we just want to shift the weight into the left leg, have a little balancing moment here, and then pull that right leg up into a tree pose on the right side, whether that's, again, on the inside of your thigh or the inside of your calf, whatever works best, as long as it's not pushing on the knee. Maybe you stare at a focal point to help in your concentration when balancing, whatever helps you the most to focus. We're going to bring that leg back down, and we're going to do some stretching. So we're going to grab the top of our left foot, and we're going to stretch out our legs here. Maybe you pull that leg back, and we come into a little bit of a dancer pose here, where the top of our foot is pushing into our hand. If that's a little bit too much, then you can just go back to that stretch, if that's better for you. You're really going to feel the top of your thigh stretched out here. And then we want to let that leg down, and we'll do the same thing on the right side. Grabbing the top of that right foot, and then maybe coming into that dancer pose. Holding it here for a breath. And again, if that's too much, just come back into that stretch, and then we'll release that foot to the ground. We're going to make our way into a seated position, facing the long side of our mat. We're going to come into a butterfly. And maybe we push our hands down on our knees to get an even deeper stretch. Or just keep your hands on your feet. We're going to inhale and then exhale. We'll fold over our feet as far as you can. I know there's some mamas in here who have a little bit of a bigger belly. If you want to rest your head on a block or a bolster, that's okay too. We'll come back up through center on our inhale. And then we're going to let one leg out to the side. We're going to start with our left leg going out. We want to flex that left foot, and we want to take our right arm up and over to do a side body stretch here. You can place your other hand on your belly to tune into what's going on inside of you, to focus on your baby, focus on your breath. Focus on that intention you set at the beginning. Inhale, we'll come through center and we'll shift to where our right leg is now coming out. That foot is flexed. And on our exhale, we'll reach up and over to do a side body stretch over here. Again, our opposite hand is on our belly, making sure we draw awareness to our little one. Our little one that will be arriving so soon. Inhale, we'll rise up and we'll bring both of our legs out. And on the exhale, we will forward fold. Maybe you just dip here. Maybe you draw your hands out in front of you. And you stretch as deep as you can go. Don't overdo it. Listen to your body. Maybe you walk your hands to one side. Maybe you walk them to the other. Maybe you just stay in the middle. This is your practice. I am here to lead you, but you most definitely can do what feels best for you. Maybe you need more of a side body stretch. Maybe you just want to sit in this moment. Reaching forward again. We'll inhale, rise up, our arms reaching to the sky. Exhale, we'll twist to the right. Gazing backwards for an even further stretch. Inhale and exhale, twist even deeper. Next inhale, we'll rise through center. And exhale, we'll twist in the opposite direction, looking back over our shoulder. Inhale. And exhale, we'll sink even deeper. All right, we're going to bring our legs together slowly. For those hips, we'll face the front of our mat, give ourselves a little hug, a little hip hug, and then we'll put our legs out in front of us, coming into a pike position, and we'll fold over. Our feet should be flexed. Maybe you fold as much as you can put your hands on the tops of your thighs, and that is okay. Do what you can do. Our right leg's going to come up over our left leg. We'll use that left arm to twist toward the right side of our body. You are doing so good, mama. Let's go to the other side and do the exact same thing. If your breathing is really fast, let's try and slow it down a bit. Let's uncross that leg and counteract with a tiny back bend here. And then we're going to come into a pigeon stretch. With our right leg forward first. And then let's fold over that pigeon. Again, if belly's in your way, use your blocks or a bolster. Whatever is most comfortable for you. Maybe we use that left arm to reach back and grab our back leg and pull into an even deeper stretch. You'll feel it on the front of that back thigh. Breathing through this. Staying relaxed, staying calm, staying in tune with your body. We'll come and do the exact same thing, this time with our left leg forward, coming into a pigeon stretch, and then folding over as far as you can go, mama. No need to push yourself at all in this class. It is just doing what you can do and listening to that. Let's grab that back leg. Come into an even deeper stretch here. If this is something that you cannot do, please do not do it. There's no need. Do what you can. Really feeling that stretch on the top of that back thigh. Letting the leg release. And then we're going to make our way to our backs. Placing our heels just below our high knees and lifting up into a bridge pose. Maybe your hands stay down next to your body. Maybe your hands rise up above your head. If that is too hard, please just place them on the mat. All right, we're gonna lower our bodies, take a little breather here, and then we're gonna do that again. And we're gonna lift our pelvis up towards the sky, coming into a bridge. You are so strong, mama. You hold so much power. You can do it. You are capable. All right, we'll lower back down. And then we'll bring both of our knees to one side. We'll start on our right side. And then we'll bring them to the left side. So we'll do windshield wiper legs here. Just going back and forth. All right, our right leg is going to come up over. Our left leg is going to be straight. And we're going to twist. Maybe your right arm is out to the side and you're gazing out to the right. If that's too much, just feel free to lay flat on your back. Look up at the clouds. We'll release that leg and we'll do the same thing on the other side, bringing our left leg up and over. Maybe our left arm reaches out to the side and is followed by our gaze out to the left. start to relax here. We'll undo that cross. We're going to come into figure 4. So our left leg is going to come up over our right thigh. And then we'll use our hands to kind of pull our legs in toward our belly. You can either keep the right foot bent, or you can reach it up toward the sky and have it flexed. I feel like you get an even deeper stretch when it's bent. But it's totally up to you. Do you guys remember that intention that you set at the beginning? Was it to leave here feeling more at peace? Let's switch to a figure 4 on the other side. Was it to leave here feeling empowered and confident? Was it to leave her feeling super joyful and excited for this season? What was that intention? And how do you feel now? What's going on in your mind? What's going on in your heart? What's going on in your body? We'll undo those legs. Our right foot's going to shoot straight up to the sky with a flexed foot. Sorry, our left foot. And it's going to cross over our body out to the side. Inhale, that leg will come through center. Exhale, it'll come out to the side. Excuse me. We'll release that leg and we'll do the same thing with our right leg. Our right leg's going to shoot straight up to the sky with a flexed foot, and then we'll cross over to the left. Breathing normal, breathing naturally. We'll come through center, inhale and exhale. We'll bring the right leg out to the right side. Do you feel relaxed in your body? How do you feel? Release that leg. And then we're going to come into a butterfly, but laying on our backs. Opening the hips wide. You're doing so good, every single one of you. I've been so impressed with you. You are capable of so much. Let's bring those knees together and hug our knees. Maybe you feel the need to do a few more windshield wipers with your legs. Maybe we come into a happy baby here and we rock side to side. Whatever last positions you feel like you need to do before we go into relaxation, you can do those now. Just get comfortable. All right. it's time to relax. Find a position that is most comfortable for you. Maybe you need a blanket under your head. Maybe you need blocks under your knees. Whatever you need to get into this moment, this quiet moment. Maybe you're completely flat on your back with your palms up toward the sky. We're going to do a visualization meditation. I want you to picture your safe space, whether that be sitting on the beach while the sun is setting. Maybe it's you're at the top of a mountain and you have the most beautiful view. Maybe you're sitting in front of a fireplace with a cup of coffee. What's your safe space look like? And then what do you see? Do you see the ocean waves crashing? Do you see the pine trees caught in the wind? Do you see the flames of that warm fire? What do you hear? Do you hear the animals wrestling? What do you smell? Do you smell that coffee in your hand? Do you smell the sand under your feet? Do you smell the sap from the trees? What do you feel? Do you feel the warmth from the fire? Let's begin to twist our wrists. Come to. Maybe you stay laying there, or maybe you slowly make your way up into a seated position, staying relaxed. Our eyes are still shut. We're still in the moment. Begin to be proud of yourself. Proud of yourself for showing up today. Proud of yourself for giving it all. Giving it your all. Proud of yourself for making time to practice yoga, knowing that it's healthy not only for you, but for your baby. I know I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. If you're still laying down, go ahead and make your way up to a seated position, placing your hands on your knees. Thank you for being here today. We'll rise up, bringing our hands to our chest on the exhale. You all have made my day so special, and I'm so incredibly thankful for you. So thankful that you practiced with me today. We'll nod our heads down and namaste. Thank you all for showing up. You're all amazing.